Welcome everybody to the 2020 Winter Gaiscioch Community Summit. Thank you so much for joining me. I am your host, Captain Fall Damage Foghladha. You know me, he who falls off cliffs. And I've got a lot to show you. We're going to cruise right on through this. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I've kind of simplified some things, moved things around, kind of optimized the flow of things. Hopefully less boring, more action, and I look forward to showing you what we have to offer. So for those of you just tuning in for the very first time, trying to figure out what the hell is a Gaiscioch anyways. First of all, it's pronounced Gaiscioch. Second of all, they were the protectors of the Irish gods and the Irish people in Irish folklore. They were basically recruited to keep the image of immortality among the Tuatha De Danann, who weren't actually immortal, they just wanted to seem immortal. So they hired the best warriors to protect them and protect that image, and those were the Gaiscioch. So that's where that comes from. You've been educated. We have been a gaming community since 2001. We started in Dark Age Camelot. Been playing video games ever since, and quite honestly, we love video games. We love them a lot. A lot. Just ask Kitty. She'll tell you. I'm going to walk you through some of the cool things that are happening in our community, some of the things that happened over the past quarter, and some of the things that we're looking forward to in the next quarter. So hang on, enjoy the ride, and feel free to hit us up on Twitch, YouTube, or in Discord chat. Look forward to seeing you all soon. Let's go ahead and get started. First up, inside the community, the big to-do is the Extra Life event. We now can sign up. You can go to gaiscioch.info/extralife-register to register for this year's thing. If you'd rather just donate, you can share that link around to all your friends, family, coworkers, and minions. And it's gaiscioch.info/extralife-donate. And that will be starting our big drive for this year's campaign. We're going to be fundraising all the way through November when we hold our big 3-day event. We've done it for the last 9 years. We're planning on doing it again this year, trying to make it bigger and better than ever. Give away a lot of free games, have a lot of special guests and games that are not even on the market yet being able to be displayed. So it's always a good time. Be sure to get involved. You can also go to gaiscioch.info/forthekids to learn more about the streams and the stuff that we're going to be doing. Thanks so much. Next up, I want to send a very special thank you to our patrons. These people help us stay in business, keep on moving forward, and keep me from having to have a second job, which pull me away from you guys. So thank you to all these very kind people. I really appreciate all your support. You guys have been totally a godsend over the years. I hope most of you got a little something around the holidays from me, and I hope that you enjoy it. Next up, we have our Spring 2020 Eldership Council. You have myself as a community leader. Guild Wars 2, you have Gma Fog, Old Goat, Jillabod, Dargrun, Kitty, and Micah. For Elder Scrolls Online, you have Sir Henry Vale, Verve, Kilted Piper. For World of Warcraft, you have Varder, Tip, Tybor, Haggle, and Ismina. And then my advisory board, these are the people that keep me from being too crazy. Donnellium, Radiological, Chemical, Elena, Bracede, Salrina, Sea Corals, Screenager, Smitty, Terrafer, Ian, Rylissa, Prissy, Soren, Rhinor, and Berga. Thank you all for keeping me on the straight and narrow and not letting me fall off too many ledges. Next up, we have a bunch of welcomes. Check out that. This is probably the first quarter that we've had this many new members come into the family, largely because World of Warcraft and also to Conqueror's Blade. Conqueror's Blade had a big to-do. For those that don't know, we are playing a little siege simulator game that has both PvE and PvP called Conqueror's Blade. We'll cover it a little bit later, but yeah, we have quite a few people coming in from that. So thank you all who came. I hope that you enjoyed the stay. If you ever, all of our new members, if you ever have any questions, please feel free to contact me anytime. I am not some immortal being that you can't talk to. I am literally the lowest member of the totem pole. So please come talk to me. Let me hear what's up. Let me know what you want to do, and we will try to make it happen. So let's go ahead and move forward. We have some congratulations. We have a bunch of new Guardians this quarter. Belinar, Cathbad, CJ, Gary C, Hygeliac, who's long overdue. I think he finally figured out how to use the website and started claiming stuff and doing stuff, and yeah, long overdue. He should have been promoted to there probably back in Rift. Nox, Lesson, long overdue. Lesson, where you been? Oreo Fox, Riki, and Trithian. Veterans! Look at all them veterans. Congratulations. I'm not going to try to butcher all of your names. I'll save us the time and the heartache. And then members, we have a bunch of new Lord Gears. Now, if you are anything above Lord Gear, you can post events to be claimed on our website. Be sure to get in touch with Gmod or myself, and we will personally walk you through the process. Alright, welcome Wolf. Thank you for tuning in. So, little Gaiscioch population over the past year. This is a year at a glance. We were at 544 last year. We're at 459 this year. This can be expected. And I'll show you why in a few little slides here. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, guys. We are entering a period when guild sizes are getting smaller. Games are literally kicking out the big guilds and trying to make it work with the little guilds. And we're going to have to kind of cut some of the overhead a little bit so that we can slide in under the radar and be able to fit into a lot of these games. So it's not a bad thing. You know, we're not having to be tens of thousands of people anymore. That was pretty much a Rift chapter, and that's long gone. I don't know that we'll ever see another game that allows us to have more than 500 people in a guild. So this is actually a good thing that we're under 500. So don't sweat it. We're still enjoying things. If you are worried that we're drying up, go spend some time in Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft, even ESO. You will see we are not drying up in the least. Now, I thought this would be fun, so I compared all of our games together based on the number of events being run, and you can kind of see where a lot of the players are playing right now. A lot of people claiming events in World of Warcraft. Yeah, never thought I'd see that, but there it is. You can see it. It's like 3 times larger than any other chapter. Guild Wars 2 is still riding about 18.17% of our events, same with ESO. So both of our second chapters, our 2 big chapters technically, are pretty much 18% of the claiming. Conqueror's Blade is still chugging along at 5.88%. Once I teach some people how to claim participation and log their participation, I imagine that number will go up. Right now, I think I'm probably the only person doing it. Sir Henry Vale has a really good group of Conan players that are cruising around over there. So if you like Conan Exiles, definitely hit up Sir Henry. And then our Lotro community is still rolling along. New expansion came around and gave them some more enjoyment. So that'll probably be continuing out probably through the rest of this year. Next up, we're going to run through some of the things happening in our chapters. These are epic-sized adventures that are typically over 200 players. First up, Guild Wars 2. You guys probably know what I might be pointing out here in a second.
You are all wondering why I've called for you. The Coden ignore our voices. They cannot speak to Ox, Eagle, or Wolverine. But Bram can.
Why me?
You are a Norn of prophecy, but you are not yet true Norn. Take the Lost Spirit's power. Use it against Drakkar. Only then will you find a place for my spirit within your own.
Guild Wars 2 Shadows in the Ice. If you haven't downloaded this patch yet, you better start patching. If you have it, be sure to join me Monday. We're going to be exploring that new zone and killing that new boss and having a lot of fun in all of the new things that Shadow of Ice has brought to the table. Our community is very strong in Guild Wars 2. We still have pretty much a active 7-day calendar rolling through. We very much continue to shine in the open world exploration, world boss slaying, and guild missions events. Our rating isn't really going as well as it used to, but if you're interested in raiding, please talk to Micah. He can put you in touch with the people that are raiding, and we always are looking for more people to participate in that side. If you have not seen our trophy wall, head to our guild hall. You will see a lot of raiding trophies. We've done a lot of them in the past. We know the fights. We just need the people to be able to run them. So please feel free to reach out. We are going to be exploring this new Living World story content, and it'll be pulling quite a few players into the PvE side for a little while, so I'm going to be rotating between World v World and that new Living World story content, so feel free to join me. Guild Wars 2 continues to be the most casual-friendly community on our entire lineup. It is very plug and play. You don't have to put a lot into it. You can just simply log in and enjoy yourself. Wherever you want to play, you're not really limited by, oh, I can't go here because I'm not low enough level. You can go back levels. You can go play with your friends in higher levels. You can go do World v World or anything else that you would want to do. So it is definitely a plug and play game. So if you are looking to join me Monday 6 p.m. I run an event that will bounce between PvE and PvP. So every other week it'll be in a different arena, and I will be trying to rotate through all of the new content that comes in the game in that event series. So like this month we're going to be doing the Shadows of the Ice both of the weeks that we go out into the PvE world. So feel free to join in on that. The new DLC basically brought the Bjorn Marches, which is a new zone, the Raven Mastery, Attunement, and Essence Manipulation. It has the new strike mission, Whispers of Jormag, unlocks the Raven Ceremonial Armor and the Illuminated Boreal Weapons, and then we get a new world boss, which is what I'm really excited for. So yeah, we're definitely slaying that guy. Next up, we have a little bit of population. So you can see that as of year 7, our population is pretty much 100 under where it was last year. We are moving further and further away from the expansion pack that brought us a big boom of traffic. The lack of another expansion pack has kind of taken its toll, and this is typical of what we see with games that don't release expansion packs. So I think if they were to launch another expansion, we'd probably see it jump back up to 350. 400, somewhere around there for a little while until it drifts down to this comfortable resting level that it typically runs at. So that's pretty much what we're seeing right now. Is just, it's been what, 3 years since the last expansion, 2 years since the last expansion. We're pretty much getting the Living World content. There was a bunch of layoffs last year, which also put people at a little on edge. So you know, I wouldn't worry about it. I think it's going to continue out. We're probably going to see that 10-year mark with Guild Wars 2, and we'll probably be around where we are right now 10 years from now. I would not doubt it if we're still at about the 200 to 300 range. So what do you guys like to do? Well, apparently you really like open world PvE. 64% of the activities claimed are open world PvE related. 11.9% is PvP / World v World. 9.2 is guild missions. You guys really like them guild missions. We have 7.2%, which is time. That's when you go crafting or doing harvesting runs, stuff like that. You just don't have objectives that you're going after, you're just having fun. Dungeons, 5.7, and raiding is pretty much a tiny little sliver now. So it'd be cool if we had a few more raiders to go play with Micah and Namri and the crew, because they like those raids. So go play with them. Next up, we have Elder Scrolls Online. Sure, you guys know this, what I'm going to be talking about here. Yeah. Those of you that play Elder Scrolls Online can look forward to a brand new chapter called Greymoor. It is going to be kicking off a year, well, I guess it's the second part. We're going to have a prequel first. It's going to be a year of Gothic-themed DLC content for Elder Scrolls Online. So get ready for some vampire hunting. You know we're going to have some fun there. Our community continues to shine in the open world exploration in dungeons. This is going to be perfect for this new one because we're getting 2 new delves, public dungeons, a world boss, a bunch of there's a new world event, the Hero Storm, 12-player trial, which I hope that somebody out there will explore with us. That should be a lot of fun. Sir Henry Vale, tackle that guy. You know you want to. And it's going to be an epic new story called The Dark Heart of Skyrim. So we're going to be exploring all of that. Should be really fun. And you know, the western part of Skyrim, where the Dark Heart supposedly takes place, is also the place where you'll find the Heralded Inn, which also has the Gaiscioch logo on its sign. So yeah, fun trivia fact. New antiquity system. Don't know what that is, but it'll be interesting to find out. Western Skyrim zone. That should be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you're into ESO, connect with the community. Get ready to go into this new expansion. It should be a lot of fun. We'll probably, I'll probably make another trip there, explore some of that new content, see if you guys want to tag along. We'll see. Population-wise, you know, ESO is on year 5. We are, for the first time ever, look at this. So Q1 2019, 158. Q1 2020, 159. And pretty much throughout the year, we were pretty much stable. So ESO early on had a giant rise and then a giant fall, and then we were worried that it was going to dry up and nobody would want to play, but the good news is that did not happen. ESO's new content plan has stabilized our community, and we have just been kind of free rolling with that 150 mark. Pretty much between 150 and 200 is where we usually sit, and with this new expansion I suspect we'll probably bounce up close to 200 again. Should be a lot of fun. I mean, people love Skyrim. Like, literally, we saw a 30% reduction in our population when Skyrim released. Like, the original Skyrim, it was like a 30% reduction in our entire population of our community. That was insane. We used to call it the Skyrim coma. So the more stuff that they push out about Skyrim, I think it's going to kind of touch on the nostalgia factor and draw a lot of people in. So look forward to that. Look forward to exploring that with you. Next up, we have your activity. Well, 57% open world PvE. Dungeons is 18.4%. Very different from our Guild Wars 2 community. PvP is 14%, almost 15%. Timed events are 5%, and rating is 4.3%. Next up, we have our honorary chapter, World of Warcraft Classic, which we opened in honor of Nona, who was a member of ours that passed away last year. We have just been rocking it out there. It's been a lot of fun. Most of the issues we've had have just been growing pains and figuring out that, you know, there's not really that much that a large group of people can do. We've had to break up into smaller groups and do small scale stuff a lot. Once, you know, we all get to the levels of world bosses and stuff like that, we can probably tackle those pretty easily, but I don't think we're quite there yet. We've been having a real hard time with the lower levels not getting to higher levels fast enough, and the higher levels getting bored and jumping ship and going over to other houses or guilds so they can continue raiding. Raiding's never been Gaiscioch's strong suit, so it's kind of it's going to be a challenge for us, and until we find somebody that's willing to take up the reins and lead, it's going to be a little difficult. So we are a casual, friendly, dungeon running and questing community. We are looking for a raid leader, so if you are a raid leader that can lead raids without berating and belittling everybody around you and making everyone feel like dirt, we'd love to talk to you, because we'd love to have a raid leader that can just stand up and turn the whole raid fun. You know, that's what it's all about. I lead a zone-by-zone quest expedition every Saturday at 11 a.m. You're welcome to join us for that. We spend 2 weeks in each zone, move on to the next one, working on getting all of our lower levels to higher levels. Should be fun. Varder is leading a bunch of pre-raiding events, working his way to being able to lead raids, no doubt. And yeah, he's helping you get ready. So if you want to join Varder, please reach out to him, connect with him. He is a very good leader. I highly recommend him. Phase 4 is right on the horizon. Bunch of names I can't even pronounce other than Arathi Basin and Green Dragons. Phase 5, not too far away from that. And then Phase 6, I have no idea what's coming after Phase 6. That's as far as I've seen in the future, so it'll be really interesting to find out what happens after Phase 6 and see what they're going to do for that. This is the first time I've ever played a Legacy server, so I'm not really sure what to expect. But being I didn't really play WoW originally, this is kind of a new world for me, so we'll see. Population-wise, this did exactly what we thought it would. Pretty much every game that we've ever launched into, you have the day 1 launch is always bigger than the month 4 horizons. So I don't know of a single game that we've ever played where the numbers were in reverse. It's always a big rush out the gate, and then it tapers off, and then eventually, usually around month 6, you start finding where you're going to sit, and it'll be on a steady decline until new content's introduced. Now, hopefully, WoW Classic will sustain and be able to introduce some new content that will draw more people back to the game and keep those numbers up. But we'll see. Hopefully people keep enjoying it. It's definitely going to be there for a while. I look forward to anyone that wants to join us and hang out with us. It's a very social community, so if you go into our WoW community, there's always chat going on. People say hi to one another when they sign on. It's just an overall family feeling. So now, could anyone ever expect anything different from WoW here? I mean, dungeons, 71%. That's pretty much what WoW is, dungeons. And timed events is basically questing groups. So 20% questing groups, 71% dungeons. We have 5.5% raids. Open world, PvE, and PvP are pretty much non-existent because those are largely world bosses and doing PvP runs. So next up, we're going to talk about our adventures. Our adventures are small-scale activities. These are basically what a chapter is before it's a chapter. We test them out in the adventure system, see how well they are, see what they attract, and if they attract a lot, then we turn them into chapters. But by a lot, I mean over 200 people. So this is pretty much if you have a friend that you want to play a game with, and he has a friend that he wants to play the same game with, you three can join together, play an adventure together, and claim it on our site for participation credit, well, social points. And it basically can be anything. I mean, you can play Hello Kitty online if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. It's pretty much just getting together. You know, we have D&D groups that do pen and paper D&D that use it. So yeah, it's just go forth, have fun, keep a smile on your face. That's all we care about. So let's go ahead and show you what we got coming soon.
Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to Core Punk, an MMORPG where you'll experience Fog of War in a vast, seamless open world. Miles and miles of wilderness to get lost in. Discover a small camp in the middle of nowhere. Or a busy metropolis booming with life and activity. You are free to go wherever you want. Use public transport to reach remote locations fast and safe. Begin your journey by creating a hero. Each has its own unique role, abilities, and a set of fighting styles. Complete quests for NPCs who are too busy to do it themselves.
You're gonna need a better gear for that.
Kill monsters to earn gold. Shred them with your best move. Be careful, though. They get pretty crafty when fighting as a unit. Grow crops. Chop wood. Mine ore. Trade goods for missing resources to craft the weapon you deserve. Suit up. It won't make you stronger, but you'll look absolutely fabulous. Choose a set of talents. Boost yourself with artifacts to become the ultimate war machine. Use Fog of War wisely to hunt down and ambush your enemies. Attack those who dared to take your farming spot. Then chill in a city, show off your loot, and find reckless companions to take on a challenge that no one else has the guts for.
We will come again. We'll come again until we're done. 'Cause only those who win, only those who stand their ground. No one leaves until we're done. When we stand as one, we won't leave till we're done. When we stand as
Sign up for beta at corepunk.com.
Only those who lived through the hunger, cold, and dangers of the wilderness may find a home in these lands. Call it the pride of a northerner. They came with their manners, rules, and ranks. I couldn't care less about the ways of you lowlanders.
at least the lands are still.
Up north, we have our own way of doing things.
Maybe he's to blame, maybe he ain't.
Young master, the lands here are cold and barren.
You can starve to death for all I care.
path is full of dangers, whether you're a prince or a peasant. Whether man or beast, only the strong will survive.
Who cares if we die? How'd the Lowlanders take over an empire?
Look at us. Beaten, shamed, and hunted.
Macduff! Eli!
You hear a word I said? You nearly died out there.
Macduff, you are our leader. Go away!
It is an eternal island of legend. A place of unimaginable beauty. And a growing evil. Where the forces of death and life are in constant conflict. For centuries, many have come in search of its power. Only to fall to its corruption. Lured by the promise of power and immortality. The darkness will claim you. Do you really want to live forever?
Everybody, those are the 5 games that are my top 5 that we are looking forward to right now. Those are all new games that I haven't covered previously, so if you're looking for Diablo 4, you should rewind to our community summit back in November. That's where we featured Diablo 4. That one definitely will be on our watch list. We'll be playing that together, no doubt. But it's probably going to be 2022 before we ever see that. So these are all the games that are coming soon to the West. Looking forward to them all. We have our top 5 chapter contenders. This has kind of changed up a bit since the last time we talked. Middle-earth Online still is pulling very strong. The people that have heard about it really want to do it. We haven't seen anything on it, so it's definitely at least 2 years out. Possibly 3, 4, maybe even 5. Hopefully it doesn't mark Jacobs on us and make it a 10-year game. But, you know, who knows? Ashes of Creation is still our biggest leading poll numbers out of all of them. It's been up there the longest. Has over 120 something, 130 people polling for it right now. That's another game that we're kind of waiting for. I mean, hopefully this year we'll see some alpha movement of the MMO, not the Battle Royale, which is like crashing terribly right now. If you try to play the Battle Royale, the queue times are atrocious. So, yeah. I'm really hoping they start pushing out some actual MMO stuff and stop with this love interest of this like Battle Royale nonsense. New World, this one was completely off our charts, dead in the water, no interest at all, because of one simple factor. The original encouraged griefing of new players. We said, nope, not doing that. We do not want to introduce new players to this game, have them experience, high-level people just griefing them non-stop. The non-consensual PvP was a big issue for us. New World, we'll talk about it a little later, but they basically went to the drawing board and said, hey, you know what? People don't like this forced PvP stuff. So they made it consensual, just like DOC or Warhammer or ESO or Guild Wars 2, all of which did very well in our community. So New World is definitely on the books now. It is in play. If you want to play New World with me, I will definitely be creating a Gaiscioch over there. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but yeah, definitely check it out. Crimson Desert, this one was announced last year. It is like BDO, it's a prequel to BDO, and it is entirely story-based, where it actually has a plot line that runs from start to finish, and there's more story content that gets added after the fact, but it is no forced PvP, so everything is consensual. The war zones are where the PvP is going to be at. And, I mean, come on, everyone speaks with a Scottish or Irish accent. How can you not like it? It's definitely going to be nice. So we'll definitely be checking that out. I do hope that they bring over some of the BDO guild tools, but I'm hoping they expand on them a bit. BDO was kind of limiting, and I really did not like having pretty much a second ex-wife that was known as the guild management system. It was not fun. For anyone that managed a guild in BDO, I really, really feel for you, and my heart bleeds for you. So hopefully they improve that system. It was terrible. Chronicles of Valeria, this one is still... I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love this game. I love everything I say about this game, except for the pay per life. The payment model really scares me. It leaves that door open. What happens if your connection dies? There's so many variables that could make you go AFK, or your character accidentally get left in a bad place, or I just don't know how it's all going to work out. Once it comes out and we can see how it's going to play, and we're going to see whether or not you can be real world financially griefed, then we might get on board. But for right now, we really are taking a cautious approach to it. Now, the sad news, Magic Legends, announced a couple years ago as an MMO, has been released as, like, all the content that's come out has stated that it is a 3-player cooperative title, much like Torchlight. So I don't even know what to say. It was supposed to be an MMO. It changed direction somewhere along the lines, and now it's along the lines of Path of Exile or Diablo. So, we're still going to play it together. We're still going to have some people playing it. So if you want to play it, we will definitely join you and play it with you. But it is not going to be the MMO that was going to be a chapter contender and a lot of people are going to jump on board and be all excited about. It is now an action RPG. So there you have it. Torchlight Frontiers is removing the MMO aspect of the game and rebranding it as Torchlight 3. That's another one that's been downgraded to Adventure. They were planning on having guild systems and social systems and being able to adventure as a bigger group, and yeah, they pretty much said nope, we're not doing that. So they are going back to the original model of Torchlight 2. So with some like multiplayer lobbies, so you'll have areas like on Path of Exile, like the capital cities, where you can go and pair up with other people. Removed from the list, Lost Ark. Unfortunately, guys, I'm so sorry. The developer and publisher have announced there is no plans for a Western release. Yep, sorry. Guardians of Ember. Now this one's one that dies and keeps on dying and keeps coming back. This thing has more lives than a cat, I swear. So this one is on its 3rd death now. If it comes back again, it will pass APB for the most deaths and resurrections. So who knows? It is a fairly fun game. It just never had any good marketing behind it. I think that it could have done a lot better if they had an actual marketing team. But unfortunately, it's died again. So plug pulled. Frostkeep Studios has shuttered Rend. This was a fun one. The cool thing is Frostkeep Studios says that if anyone raises a private server, they are not going to fight them on it. They will encourage it. So there you go. Maybe there'll be a Rend private server somewhere. Now on the rumor mill, we had Guild Wars 3 pop its little head up. There is job listings on the ArenaNet site for console/PC MMO title that is yet to be announced. We do know that Mike O'Brien was working on Guild Wars 3 when he departed. So who knows? Maybe that could be that console PC title. Could we have crossplay Guild Wars? Maybe. That would be really cool. There is another game called Project F. It's by Riot Games, the makers of League of Legends, and this is going to be an MMORPG, which is also in the action RPG variety. So, not sure how hopeful we can be, but from this quick little like 5-second clip, you can tell that it's more Diablo style or Lineage Eternal / Project TL style of gameplay. Astaria, this is a new MMORPG that has launched on Steam. You can check it out right now. Actually, they delayed. Never mind. You can't check it out right now. It is delayed for a few weeks to a few months, depending on how bad their problem was. But it is a hardcore MMORPG. Definitely check it out. It's a little indie title. Totally worth looking at. Past Fate, keep an eye on them. Defend the Night, keep an eye on them. Our friends over at Legion, the Eternal War, keep an eye on them. If you want to get involved in testing for a Legion Eternal War, I do have a contact for you. Please get in touch with Foghladha in Discord, and I will put you in touch with the gentleman that is running the alpha over there. He loves all of us and wants us all to get involved. So let's talk about New World. Yes, they have changed their direction away from forced PvP to a consensual PvP system, which opens it up to the potential of becoming a chapter. If we get 200 people interested and their guild system supports up to 250, we could be looking at a potential chapter here. We're going to be pulling numbers over the next 4 months to see how fast and how much potential this game could have for us. Regardless, we're going to be forming up a Gaiscioch in New World, and I will be rocking it with you guys. I'll likely add it to my streaming rotation. We'll have a weekly event for it. It debuted this new direction in the 2019 Video Game Awards, and you know, as a person that had tested it prior, I'm really happy to see this new change of direction. The moment that they said that it's consensual PvP, I pre-ordered. Literally opened up the site, pre-ordered, done. Take my money now. That made it the perfect MMO in my opinion. So it is like significantly more solid than any other MMO I've ever touched in the alpha state. More so than most betas and even some live. I would say that it actually functions better than a lot of the live MMOs that are available right now. So next up, we are going to talk about our popular adventure, Conqueror's Blade. This is a siege simulator game. We decide to, as a community, form up our own alliance, which involves 3 different houses, Tuatha, Eric Dub, and Gaiscioch, and we run basically a training operation for new players. Our entire focus in our community is to basically help new people get involved and learn how to play. So we're going to walk through some things here. It's going to be a little long, so if you need a coffee break and you have no interest in Conqueror's Blade, feel free to go grab a coffee. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
In drought and famine, and through the bitter cold of winter, despite all the pain and hardship we have endured, and the ruin of war, our clans survived. In this land, conquerors rise, and empires prosper. But at the end of the world, we will stand in their ashes.
And there you have it. That's Season 2, guys. It has gone live right now. It is very much a fun little expansion to the game. It's got a lot of new things that it's added, new weapon skins, new season to unlock stuff. The new PvE houses, well, they're not PvE, they're AI-driven houses. Those are pretty exciting. They just randomly declare on you, and you end up having to fend them off from taking your villages. It's been a lot of fun. So our mission outwardly, as I like to put it, we want to give new players a place to learn the game constructively in a non-toxic environment. This game, as a PvP game, attracts a certain type of person. That certain type of person is very vocal and very vile. This is known. What we try to do is be the exception to that rule. We try to grab those new players out of those environments that are pretty toxic, bring them over to Westweg where we can control the situation and give them a non-toxic environment to learn and figure out the ropes, because not everybody is born a natural pro PvPer. People kind of need a little helping hand occasionally. So we help teach them about the basics of combat, gameplay modes, units, feat questing, and crafting. We write guides and create videos to help explain game mechanics. We are a benevolent member of the CB community who spends more time encouraging people and less time patting themselves on the back. We are not almighty awesome that can kill everybody and duel everybody at the same time and win. That's not us. We're the guy that's literally helping coach the guy that will eventually be able to do that kind of stuff. But we can only take them so far, and then we send them on. We help new players find houses that match their playstyle, preference, and attitude. This is a weird concept for a community, and I admit this was kind of something I was seeing early on. We weren't exactly doing the end game stuff, you know, the true territory wars where you're constantly sieging other people, and we wanted to kind of be that stepping stone to get people to that place. And we started building up relationships with other houses and pushing our members out to other houses. So it's basically, if you want to be a long-time Gaiscioch, you can join the Gaiscioch house. If you want to be a short-term Gaiscioch, you can basically join Tuatha, work your way to Eric Dub, and then move on to another house. We will help you do that. So internal goals, and our quarterly goals of this next quarter is we will use Tuatha to filter players who are just checking things out. Those are your players that download the game, play it for a few days, and then leave forever. We have a limited roster, so you only get 100 slots. Those 100 slots fill up fast. We usually have a waiting list to get into Tuatha, and we rotate people out based on who's been away the longest. We keep metrics on how long each person has been showing any kind of progress, whether their level changed or their prestige has changed. We use Eric Dub to help players prepare for the end game. That's where we coach them on the formations and the tricks of the trade for the higher level stuff, you know, the rebel camps, the expedition 3s, the intro to territory wars, getting them into siege battles, teaching them about different mechanics, getting them into their top tier units are all key things for that. We fill the Gaiscioch house with our registered members, so if you are a registered Gaiscioch, skip the other two and go straight to Gaiscioch. That's where you belong. We rotate at a very much more casual friendly rotation on that one, so you won't have to worry about having to request a new invite pretty much ever. We haven't really filled up that one yet, and that's pretty much reserved for our members. Our primary goal is to raise Westweg to rank 7. That will allow us to craft purple siege weapons. Our secondary goal is to find 30 players who can be present for territory wars each week reliably, so that we can have our offense and defense teams together in the event that somebody does decide to attack us like they did a few weeks ago. Leadership. All 3 houses of the Westweg Alliance are run by Gaiscioch. I am the leader of all 3 houses. My officers are Ismina, Dorda, Sekran, Jay the Destroyer, Zoran, Burial Suk, Donalium, Radiological, and Niren. Advisor is Bizan Lancer, who is very knowledgeable in all things PvP, and Captain Picard, who is really good at finding people to attack him. I don't know how he does it. So these are our 3 houses where we currently sit in. Tuatha's rank 4, Eric Dub is rank 3, and Gaiscioch is rank 4. The purpose of Tuatha is to it basically has a purple name in game. We paid $150 to have the House Founders Pack. Gives it a little more of a recognition, and that attracts a lot of players. So that is our incoming players. We cycle out people usually on a minimum of 7 days. So if somebody is AFK for 7 days, they get rotated out so that we can get the new person in. Eric Dub is basically when you reach 250 prestige, you get moved over to Eric Dub. Being a fief owner, you get a weekly stipend from the game that will appear in your mailbox of silver, and sometimes even siege weapons. So that's kind of cool. Gaiscioch is pretty much the same boat. You get a weekly stipend from owning Westwig, and yeah, it's for all registered members. So if you're a 2 author members that wants to call us permanently home, go ahead and register, and then we can move you over to Conqueror's Blade and into the Gaiscioch house. So our fiefs, we own 2 fiefs on the far northwest side of Osteria, called Westweg and Mainstead. Westweg is our capital. That's the one that we focus on most. And each week we have fief quests that you can turn in to get honor. You can go to gsch.info/cb to see these 2 things that are updated every week for you. Tuatha will never own land. We use it as an incentive to move people to Eric Dub and Gaiscioch as soon as we verify that they're not going to be here for 3 days and then leave. The future. The Westwig Alliance continues to gain support from the community at large. We take a non-hostile approach toward the game and only attack those who attack us. With over 400 players coming through our system and moving on to other houses, we have friends inside every major house in the game. We continue to grow and maintain our list of repeatable houses to provide players with more options that we have vetted as a possible influence in the, or as a positive influence in the game world. We continue to be a service to the community and welcome all to join us. We will use this time to build us a strong 30 to 60 man Gaiscioch war force that can work as a team and defend our territory and the new players in the event that politics fail. We will continue working with other houses to devise best practices and training details. We work closely with a lot of the top tier players to come up with things that they want their troops to know when they enter their houses. So we try to teach them those tricks of the trade. Once the Broken Sword area is available, we will migrate west and secure ourselves a larger chunk of land. That is when we will enter the territory wars at large. Hopefully by then we'll have our crew and be able to stand on our own 2 feet. What houses are we working with? These are all the houses we're working with. There's quite a few of them. These are all houses that we have made friends with over the year that we've been playing, and really appreciate their support. They have all contributed towards our community and helping us grow and helping us stay alive and giving us words of advice. Brutal is not on the list, but they have been very useful to us over the years. The main reason Brutal is not on the list is because they handpick people. They don't want us to send them folk, so we don't. We let them continue handpicking people. Now this next slide I just included for one sheer fact, just to get the point across. These are our graduates. So these are all people that have come through our system and moved on to other places. That's quite a lot. I don't know about you, but that's 3 months of people. So we are moving a lot of people through our system. People all the time say, "Oh, well, you know, your people. I've never seen anybody move to another house." Well, yeah, there's quite a few of them actually. You better check your rosters. One of these people might be in it.
Rated E to E10+.
These peaceful realms were different once, uniting lands of adventure and magic. But the fracture tore the realm apart, plummeting it into darkness and leaving deadly creatures in its wake. Is there any soul brave enough to stand against them? become a portal knight.
Rated E.
And what a game to follow up Conqueror's Blade with. So I accidentally clicked a little too soon and it flew over there, and yeah, it's Portal Knights time. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Portal Knights is a new little game that we started as a PlayStation adventure. We kind of did a stream on it, and I think it got really popular and people really liked it. To make things better, I decided to give my nephews and my mom a copy of Portal Knights for Christmas and see what happens. And yeah, they really liked it. So I ended up leasing a server so that they could play Portal Knights together. And then we said, why not open it up to others? So we did, and now there's like 15 people playing Portal Knights together. So yeah, Gaiscioch Jr. is back in full effect, guys. If you want to play Portal Knights with some friends, with your kids, with your grandkids, feel free to head over to gsch.info/g/pk and learn more about our adventure that's running. Be sure to see Gmod Foghladha for information. It is a fun little world building and exploration game that is getting an MMO later this year. Showed you the MMO trailer a little bit earlier. And yeah, so feel free to enjoy, guys. It is very addicting, I will warn you. I got sucked in pretty hard when we were doing it for the PlayStation adventure. I remember probably spending hours and hours and hours off stream building stuff. It was ridiculous. But yeah, so Portal Knights, there you go. It is strictly PG. We will not allow anyone to use profanities or colorful language or any kind of thing in the channels with the Portal Knights crew, just because we got kids playing with us and we really don't want to teach them a new vocabulary. My daughter's first word was not such a good word, and I don't want that experience for any other parent. So have fun, guys. Enjoy it. It's very addicting. I cannot say that enough. If you're addictive, don't go there. For those of you that have never seen this game, check it out on Steam. Look up Eden Rising Supremacy. It is available on Steam, free to play. You can buy the paid version called Ascendancy. It's a buy to play, and that gives you a bunch of extra stuff. If you have not seen this, you should definitely check it out. It is literally a game that is phenomenal, that really doesn't have much marketing thrown behind it. It's an indie game. It is super good. If you like any kind of tower defense game, you'd really like this. If you like crafting or exploration, you really like this. It's like the best of a survival game thrown together with a tower defense game, and with full skill and tech trees and all kinds of things that you can unlock, craft, and explore. So definitely check it out. I will be starting to lead an event every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. I really wanted to kind of work some kind of chillax game in there that we can go have fun with. It is 8-player cooperative game, so 8 people total. So me and 7 other people can join me. So feel free to come on out if you want. It'll be Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Just going to be kind of chilling, having a good time, playing with each other, learning, exploring. It's going to be a lot of fun. But definitely check it out. Highly recommend the game. It's long overdue. It's been featured on our For the Kids charity event every year for the past 3 years. It's continuously improving. Like every time that I think it's good, it gets better. So yeah, check it out. So our popular adventures right now, Conqueror's Blade by far is the big one. Dungeons & Dragons, that's pen and paper Dungeons & Dragons. We also do have some DDO players, but the pen and paper Dungeons & Dragons is really hot. So Oreo Fox does some of that. I know Puka runs a live stream and hosts some D&D. Portal Knights is definitely taking off, going to the races. Dauntless is definitely a big item. Guild Wars 1 is still pretty big. People playing a lot of that. We have Star Wars The Old Republic. I know you got... What? I know... Oh, man, I don't think he's in channel today. But yeah, we have some folks that live stream that every Tuesday night, I believe. And then Eden Rising Supremacy. That's going to be one I'm running on Sundays. Hopefully getting some of you guys involved in. Final Fantasy Online. We don't really have a dedicated group for us, but we have several groups that are posted on our adventure page that you can get involved in. It's all of us joining other shells or companies. Free company, I think that's what they call it. Never played it myself, but it's always kind of been something I've been curious about. If it ever went free to play, I'd probably give it a try. Lord of the Rings Online, we have a small, tight-knit community over there playing that, exploring the new content. Conan Exiles, Sir Henry Vale, hit him up. He knows all the 411. And yeah, we'll be featuring Conan Exiles on our live streams for PlayStation Adventures in April. So you can tune in then. Adventures in Testing, these are the ones that we're involved in doing QA work for. Ashes of Creation, New World, Camelot Unchained, Astaria, and Legion, The Eternal War. Highly recommend all of them. Give them all a look. Next up is Gaiscioch Magazine. This one's really quick for you. We did ship issue 19 at the end of last year. Had Guild Wars 2, Trine for Conqueror's Blade, Witchstone, Lord of the Rings Online, and Greedfall in it. We continue to work our way towards issue 20. You can check out all the articles as they happen on gaisciochmagazine.com. If you are a Conqueror's Blade player, I have been publishing guide after guide after guide and have some really cool data analysis for you. So definitely check that out. I'm going to be publishing even more. We got a lot of stuff in our queue right now to get out there. Hopefully next week I'll be able to tackle some of it and get it out there for you guys. So, the Gaiscioch live streams. What are we going to be playing over the next quarter? Let's see. that's what we have in store for the next 3 months. PlayStation Adventures, you can tune in every day at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Gaiscioch. You can learn more at gsch.info/PSA. For Gaiscioch Adventures, these are all events that we run within the Gaiscioch community. You're welcome to attend these events as an attendee, or just tune in and watch the live stream. Guild Wars 2 is Monday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Conqueror's Blade, Friday night, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. World of Warcraft Classic, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And Eden Rising, Sundays, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. You can learn more about the Gaiscioch Adventures at gsch.info/adventures. On both of those sites, you will have the full calendar available to you. And as always, subscribe to the channel. So now we're going to open up the floor to the AMA. If you have a question about Gaiscioch, or something that we're doing, or something we're not doing, or something you think we should be doing, please feel free to chime in. You can get on Discord, discord.gg/R capital Q T capital F E S, or capital S, and 9. That will jump you into our channel. We have a Winter 2028 Gaiscioch Community Summit channel where you can ask a question or you can ask in voice. I am going to open up the floor, so please, one at a time, questions. For those of you watching the Twitch stream, you might want to mute Twitch at this point and just use your microphone and speakers in Discord.
Ooh, I got a question.
All right, Kitty, first question, go.
Considering how much we are using Discord, and is it really that important the guild sites in game? Because I have noticed that, for example, in Guild Wars 2, there are Discords with thousands of people for Guild Wars 2 to do different things, like Path of Fire metas or raid training groups, where people just use their handle, their name dot number, and instead of joining a guild, they just use Discord. Can we use that in case we go to a small game? A small guild game?
So
Like in English.
Kitty is from Argentina, so I forgive her for bad English. I speak bad English and I'm from America, so I can feel her. I think you're asking if we can change your name to your ArenaNet ID whenever you're visiting another server. Everybody can change their name for each individual server. All you gotta do is right click on your name and change nickname, and it only applies to that one server. For our server, I like to have people use their website handle, if at all possible. You don't have to have the GSCH in front of it, but that way if we have a question or we need to look you up, we can look you up and we have a name easily accessible where we can figure out your contact details to reach out and give you a holler. So
There, I typed the question.
Okay, how important is guild size with lots of people using Discord anyways? The guild size is still pretty important. Having people chat in-game keeps your community lively. It makes you feel like you belong to something. The big problem that we found with ESO and Guild Wars 2 is that with multiple guilds, it reduces loyalties. You're not part of a guild, you're like part of a channel now. And that's just one piece of the community that you're part of. It's not the entire community that you're part of. So like a lot of people don't see themselves as belonging to the community. They see themselves as participating in the community. And you know, that's okay on its own right. I mean, if that's what makes you happy, great. But we really would like to see actual membership driving forward so that we can keep in communication with you, so that you can be an active part of our community and all the things that we do, not just, you know, Guild Wars 2. We aren't the type of guild that just plays a game. We don't just do anything. We are so much more than that. We, you know, reach out and talk to one another in real life. We meet up around the world and have meetups and greetings, and you know, we send postcards, and you know, it's a community that's from out of game that plays games together. If the game was to disappear, we wouldn't. We would still be here. And that's the big thing, is that we transcend past one game. And you know, if you're just joining us as a chat channel per se, you know, there's no way that you're gonna stay long term. It's just you have no commitment. It's not something that you're gonna do. You're gonna be here today and gone tomorrow, and you won't ever really feel like you belong here. And we want to make people feel like they belong. We want to give them a reason to be here. You know. All right. Next question. Feel free to ask away in the Winter 2000 Gaiscioch Community Summit channel. I'm watching there for any questions that pop up. You can also ask on Twitch and YouTube. I'm watching those as well. And thank you, Reiko and Blue Bergen, for the follow and subscription. Really appreciate it. Alright, see some typing going on here. I can fill this gap of time with a congratulations to the Gaiscioch flag football team for their second consecutive league championship. We ended up playing ourselves this year for the league championship. Both our teams advanced to the finals, and they ended up playing each other. So that was fun. So congratulations to Gaiscioch, all-around winners. All I gotta say, 84 points in their playoff game leading up to the championship. 84 points in a 2 25-minute half game. That's pretty impressive. Alright, there are quite a few places on the website that are no longer connected. Well, we see updates there. You'd have to refer or let me know where you're finding these pieces that weren't connected. Most likely those didn't get upgraded when we did the mobile upgrade, and I just need to point them to the right place now. So please send me a PM, let me know where you found broken things, and I will fix those broken things. Yes, we have a private Gaiscioch server for Portal Knights. It has 4 slots, so 4 people can play at a time. So please don't hog it all up. Communicate with GMOFOG. There is a Portal Knights channel in our Discord. You can go to the Getting Started area, click on the Portal Knights icon, unlock those roles, and get all that information for yourself. Second question is, will we ever see a repeat of Chronicles of Tamriel? That is largely dependent on population. Right now, we don't really have the population to support that. It's a lot of work, and if we don't have the population to support it, we don't get the turnout we want, and it's literally hundreds of hours of pouring into this for nothing. And we want to really make sure that it's worthwhile and that we can get a return on investment, per se, in the form of actual people showing up and doing things. In the past, I've tried to run ESO events, and I just haven't had any luck getting people there. You know, I put a lot of work into it, and then have 10 people show up. It's like, wow, I spent like 3 months of my life grinding this, and then 10 people show up. So you know, it's those events are literally meant for hundreds of people. We want to get 100 people involved. Is pretty much our threshold. If we can't get 100 people involved, then we won't run them. It's just a whole lot of work and a whole lot of commitment and a lot of community pulling together to do things.
There's another question on Twitch.
Ethric asked if the website has been slow lately. Any update on that? I have been converting things over to be a little faster. I removed some things from the navigation to help speed things up. It's largely the fact that there are so many things going on the site all at the same time. And I've been going through, and you know, 18 years of this website existing and layer upon layer coding. And you know, 18 years ago I wasn't the coder I am today. So I've been going through and trying to clean up pieces of everything and make it faster. So hopefully over the next few weeks you'll see some speed improvements. But you know, it's really, you know, modern day fog coder versus 18-year-old fog coder, and yeah, 18 years ago was a long time. Will we ever see a repeat of the Great Tyrian Adventure? I took the shinies off the list, Kitty, so you don't have to spam me with them anymore. Until we get back over the 250 mark, I'm not really going to be focused on getting a Great Terran Adventure going. We aren't seeing any expansion on the horizon. Usually we coordinate those with the expansions, and with the new way that they're doing things of just releasing content with the living story, that's all there is. So we don't really have enough new content to cover, and we don't really have the population that we used to. So it's really going to just be a wait and see. If we jump back up to that 300 mark, then sure, we'd consider it, but I don't have the support team that I need to be able to even run one right now. Both games are lower than our last population when we ran these, and it's just, we're not able to be able to orchestrate something that massive right now.
Another question on Twitch.
Yep, I see it. With Ashen's Apocalypse Castle Siege coming out, any plans to schedule events for those events, even though it's more or less test game for the MMO? When Castle Sieges come out and the various PvE, we will be poking at it. I will be streaming it most likely. The only thing that we're not doing with Apocalypse is the Battle Royale, because that honestly is not my bag of tea. If you've seen me stream Fortnite Battle Royale, you know the only way I survived to the end is hide and seek. Yeah, it's not fun. I mean, I'm pretty much the worst Battle Royale player ever. I will admit it. You know, if you need somebody to feel good about yourself playing Battle Royale games, just play me. You'll feel great. But yes, we definitely will be hitting up Ashes of Creation Siege when it comes out. That will definitely be on our agenda. The Tuathas already have that ability mage. If you look inside of our forums, there's a whole section for Tuatha. You basically just need to request it for your clan, and I can add you a section. And then on the adventure pages, you can create guilds on those adventure pages called battle groups, I believe. War parties. So when you're on the adventure page, you just create a war party. You can create it for any guild. Our adventures aren't limited to being named Gaiscioch. They can be anything. You can make, you know, Chickens United and go create a guild named Chickens United, and you can run everything through the Gaiscioch site as Chicken United on your own private little page within the adventure section. That's what it's built for, is so that you can do it with anything. So like multiple guilds can technically run it. Yeah, all we have to do is create you the forum to go with it. It's just you never requested one, so I never added it. I wasn't aware that you had that many people playing with you. But yeah, we can certainly do that. Yeah, I think Discord is definitely kind of replacing websites slowly but surely. I am still trying to encourage people to get to the website as much as possible, because that's really where I can pass information to you. With Discord, chat flies by so fast, there's nothing I could do to keep it on the forefront. Nobody ever checks the pins. I mean, how many, show of hands, how many people, when they log on to Discord each day, do you click on pins? I mean, really? People don't do that.
I do if I see a new one, but yes, I completely understand that nobody checks the damn things.
I post stuff on there all the time and people never see it. It's just like, nope, that doesn't work.
I see the little dot that says there's a new pin, I always look, but yeah, I've posted so much information in pins that it gets so garbled that I was like, we need a forum so I can put a static page up, because this is ridiculous. But nobody checked. And then I said I'm going to put up a forum, and people were like, why? We have Discord. I'm not signing up on that.
Yep. So, you know, it'd be cool if there's like a little tab that comes down from the top of the channel that said, you know, new pin or something, or new announcement, that they can click on and it just expands and shows you that new announcement. That would be nice, but I think it's just not really that obvious that it's there. Alright. Any other questions?
Yeah, Fog, I have one.
Go for it, Barter.
Well, you've been doing this for 18 years now, and you built a great website. You've got Discord all set up, and you pretty much done it all by yourself. Would you be adverse to reaching out to the Gaiscioch community and asking for a little bit of help? As in, maybe putting a fundraiser up so that people can donate to help you out with new hardware, programming, software, stuff like that for the website to bring it up to what you would consider 2020 specs.
That's all through our Patreon, gsch.info/patron. That's pretty much what funds us.
Have you ever thought of using something else besides Patreon? Because I know how much they charge you.
Not really. Patreon makes it really easy to do taxes and stuff like that, so. Yeah, Patreon basically goes to keeping our community afloat. It also, I have a Humble Bundle subscription, which I fill our loot vault from that Patreon. So, some of the prizes that you win during the Extra Life event all come from that.
Well, are there specific things that you need right now that you're waiting on more funding for? It's kind of what I'm asking.
No.
And why couldn't we? No, you're not. Okay.
No, I mean, there's things like, you know, more patches that I'm gonna have to order soon, which I'm waiting on funding for. And you know, for those of you that don't know, when you reach certain membership levels, I send you a physical patch. We also do giveaways for patches. Have some of the patches in the marketplace under the loot vault heading. But I also wanted to do some commemorative pins and eventually maybe even some coins. You know, just little things to help people feel like they belong. Because, I mean, honestly, I'm here for you guys. If you've ever played a game with me, you know that the moment I disappear is the moment nobody shows up. I go to where the people are. I want to play for a crowd. I want to encourage a crowd. I don't want to just do things by myself. It's always funner with friends. Also with patrons, at the $25 price point, I send you a patch. At the $250 price point, I send you a jersey. Some of you probably got those this past Christmas time. Alright, any other questions? I don't think I've missed any. Do you guys like the new format of the live stream?
Yes.
I kind of move the data into the chapters rather than having this long data-driven section where it's just boring. I cut out all the social media stuff because you guys don't really care about that. I don't know anyone that's here that cares about that. So I try to cut out all the stuff that you guys don't care about and keep it to the entertainment.
Hey, I care about social media. It's my job.
Yep. A few of us have to worry about that kind of thing.
3.
Yeah, poor Gma. Alright guys, well that's going to be it. I want to thank you all for coming out. Until next time, Slán go bhfuil. I look forward to entertaining you once again 3 months from now. I will post it up on the site so that you know when that's going to be. And feel free to hit me up in Discord anytime. I love chatting with you guys. Please, my door is always open. I cannot extend that enough. Even if it has nothing to do with games and you just need somebody to talk to, please feel free to reach out to me. I am here for you. I don't care who you are. I am here. So reach out, and I will love to chat with you. Thank you. And I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Fog.
Coupon?